Hey everybody. Let me see who I got in here. Landon. Hey, Nico. She made a crock pot of hot chocolate. Oh my word. Hey Earl. How are you? KG. Lolly. Hey Lolly. Hey, whenever I played my little video, did it have music by any chance? I couldn't hear it. I can't hear or smell anything. But I got this stuff that's supposed to help me. Okay, good. So you guys been doing okay? Y'all been dealing with any difficult people today? I see a lot of members in here. Hey, one love. Hey, you. Thank you for being here. Um, I I went live earlier because I wanted some input from y'all, and I'm so glad that you guys, as always, y'all showed up and helped me out. So I know I was on the right track, and I appreciate that. Um, so let's get into it. Let's get into dealing with difficult people. Okay. Where we focus our attention will determine our mental state. Believe it or not, if you think about the things that you pay attention to, they can affect how you are mentally, emotionally, which usually is spirals down and it becomes a physical situation. We need to have a sense of self efficiency that will bring us positive emotions and ultimately reduce our stress level. Reducing stress is so important because it's so hard to do. It's very hard to do. This also applies to dealing with difficult people. When we focus on how difficult they are, it only makes us feel bad and it gives them power. So let's shift our focus towards ways to improve our personal situations. Nico! Thank you, Nico. I got 5 more honeys. Welcome, honeys. When you feel stressed, just yell, "Shut up, Nico." I do that all the time. All the time. Thank you, Nico. You're an amazing sister. I appreciate you. There's so many different types of toxic people. You have the know-it-all Nellies. Y'all know who that is? The know-it-all Nellies, the liar Larrys, bad friend Francis, negative Naomi, Flossie, the gossip, and misinformation Mitchell, and whining Willie. Then we have the gaslighters and we have the narcissist. So let's get into it. I want to talk about Naomi for a minute. Negative Naomi. No matter what the situation is, you're going to have that one that is the pessimist and can find fault with everything. They're not happy. These people generalize and labeling people in circumstances. They jump to conclusions and they redirect the blame to others. They're a chronic complainer. Don't buy into it. Don't participate. You're not the problem solver and take breaks from them. Be the light. Keep your power. These people can drag you down. Hey, Tree. And they will drag you down every time if you let them. I can't stand a negative Naomi, negative Nancy, a Debbie Downer. They mess with my vibe, like, I can be having a great day, and then you come in contact with one of them, and you're just like, "Man, wish I woulda went down a different aisle. I wish I hadn't answered the phone. I wish I hadn't went to the door." Whatever. Whatever the circumstance. Then you have the know-it-alls. You know them? The know-it-alls? Do you know any know-it-alls? This is supposed to help me with this stuff I got going on. I hope it works. You can't get an upper hand with a know-it-all because they know all things, even things that hadn't even happened yet. And they have been there, done that better than you. They feel like they are superior. They never listen. They love to tell you how to do something and they never consider anyone else's opinion. These people love to hear the sound of their own voice. They may be like this to cover up feelings, underlining feelings of being insecure or overcompensate for past failures. They have uh, it's like a superiority complex. It's a mental disorder. This is a mental disorder, believe it or not. So pick your battles with these people. Have facts to back up your statements and keep your sense of humor. Just brush them off if you can. Then you have the ones that use words for weapons. Y'all ever met anybody like that? Say words that can cut you like a knife. Those people. These people use sarcasm and rude comments to hurt your feelings. You can stop them by asking them what they meant by their comment. Literally, somebody can say something to you, and if you want to stop them dead in their tracks, just say, "Hey, what did you mean by that?" Which takes us to the next type person, the ones that like confrontation. When dealing with them after they say something offensive, simply respond by stating with, "Well, from my point of view," and explain your feelings. It's important to remember, do not let them run you over. Hey, Dutchie, because they will, like a Sherman tank, every time. A lot of times, these people are narcissists. Every There's a lot of people that are narcissistic that have all these traits too. Dealing with these people will take a huge toll on your mental health. What are you guys talking about? Y'all are talking about something totally different. Hmm. A true narcissist will never consider your feelings. They never do. They don't ever consider your feelings or anyone else's. They cast all of that aside without hesitation. They are extremely self-absorbed and ignore anything else that does not pertain to them. They also expect you not to see anything wrong with it. Thank you, Dre. They feel like they are the most important person in the room, and you need to agree with them. Seriously. At least that's what they want you to do. I mean, I won't. I won't agree with them. Matter of fact, I'll be the one telling them, "You know what? You're not as smart as you think you are." You know. Hey, Susie. Thank you for coming. They want to be admired, adored, treated like royalty. Being in a relationship with someone who's a narcissist could be debilitating. They're manipulators. They will treat others totally different than they treat you. They'll actually be good to other people and be respectful to other people. And if you were to tell someone, "Look, this is not how he is at home," or "This is not how she is at home. She's a totally different person," and you just start telling them, the things that happen, it's gonna be very hard for them to believe, and that we're gonna we're gonna get more into that in just a second. They never apologize. People that never apologize, they're never wrong. If they do, it's always for their benefit. There's no genuine remorse. It's usually because they want something from you. They are very boastful. They brag, exaggerate a lot. They're dominant and demanding and expect you to be at their beck and call. Thank you, Dutchie. Thank you, Duke. They are capable of loving, though. It's usually superficial, and they can appear to fall in love, but they still don't have any empathy. These people also use words for weapons. It's your fault I'm like this. You're being irrational. You're too sensitive. You'll regret crossing me. You have to earn my love and affection. Has anybody ever dealt with a narcissist? You have, Nico? Yeah. Narcissists will make you doubt your perception, your memory, your sanity. They're gaslighters. They'll tell you that you imagine things. Oh, gavel. Don't we? I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for coming. I felt that in my soul, sister. They're gaslighters. Y'all, they'll never take responsibility for their actions and they'll shift blame to you. It's a control game. It's always your fault. It's always your fault. No matter what. He or she can do whatever, but it's gonna be your fault or you made them do it. Gwen, thank you for becoming a new member. Thank you, honey. She's my honey. I love me some Gwen. They'll criticize and insult you. They'll attack your self-esteem and tell you that no one else would want you, and they'll try to make you feel so worthless. Another thing that they do that is really scary, and it happens before you know it, if you've ever been in this type of situation, is they'll isolate you from your friends and your family. They tell you that no one loves you the way that they do, and no one understands you like they do. These are ways to make you dependent. You know what I mean? They want you to be dependent on them. And if they isolate you, that's all that you're going to have is them. Sometimes they'll involve another person to create jealousy or insecurity with you. For instance, perfect example. Well, negative Naomi thinks that I'm wonderful and I do this really good. And why can't you be like her? Yeah. that make you doubt reality. Like, no, honey, you really aren't good at that. And negative Naomi is a pessimistic cow, you know? It could all be lies too, because they're liars, manipulators. They're all the things bad. They downplay their behavior and tell you that you're blowing things out of proportion. How many times have you been in an argument with a narcissist and they're like, "Oh, well, you're imagining things and you're making this so much bigger than what it really is. You need to calm down." How many times? My ex did this for years, beat me down verbally and physically until I was able to realize I deserved better. Gwen is a survivor. I am so glad you realized. You are an inspiration for anyone watching. Gwen here, sweet Gwen, realized before it was too late, luckily, because sometimes these things don't end so nicely, that she deserved better. So if you're in a situation like this, I want you to understand you deserve better too. And you can be just like Gwen and get your independence and get out. Good job, Gwen. No, I'm sure it wasn't easy, Gwen. I'm pretty sure it was one of the hardest things you've ever had to do, not to mention scary, because these people are very scary, and I'll get into that a little bit more. Nobody deserves narcissistic abuse. That's right, Dree. They are manipulators, and they like to control the conversation, deflect, shift blame, undermine you. That's where these gaslighters, you hear somebody say, "Oh, you're gaslighting me," or "Don't be a gaslighter," or whatever. Let's talk about that. They'll say things like, "I never said that. You're remembering it wrong." They will legit make you question your own sanity. That's right. That is not how you treat a woman. Good job. They blame shift. They blame your behavior for why they're acting like they are. Then you feel responsible. And here you go apologizing for something you didn't even do. You know what I mean? How many times does that happen where you know for a fact that you haven't done anything wrong and your recollection of history is spot on, but all of a sudden you're exaggerating. You're remembering it wrong. And if it wasn't for you doing this, I wouldn't be so angry at you right now. This is all your fault. Let's talk about projection with these people. When you tell them they may be controlling, they will turn it around on you and tell you that you're the one who's controlling. You're always trying to control me. You're the one who's controlling. Like it's an insult, like, how dare you? You're the one, not me. Never. They're deflecting attention away from their own actions when they are the one engaging in the very behavior that they're claiming you're doing. Don't fall for it. Just don't fall for it. They will avoid the issue and tell you that you're the only one who needs to work on anything. You know how Be like, "Well, you might need to work on that." They'll beat you to the punch. They'll be like, "You know what? You need to work on that. You know, you need to work on that. So get right on that." They'll bring any flaw about you to the argument to cast out, and you'll believe them. You'll believe them. They'll minimize things and ask you why you're making a big deal out of things because it's really not that important. At the end of the day, is it really this important? Is it really that important to you? That conversation? They try to downplay the significance of the issue and dismiss they always will dismiss your concerns every time. They'll use personal information against you. You've confided in them about a secret or something from your past or a fear that you have. They'll use any weapon they can to control you and to keep you, especially if you wanna leave. You threaten to tell people anything and claim they will ruin you. That's exploiting you, trying to silence you. If you think you're in a relationship like this, try to educate yourself a little bit more about narcissistic people and trust your gut instinct. Hopefully, there's someone out there that you can trust, that you can confide in, and they can help you find a way out. So there's certain people that you need to stay away from. That's one of them. People who spread negativity, who criticize you all the time, who waste your time, who are jealous, play victim, who really don't care about you or your feelings, those who are self-centered, those who keep disappointing you because they will. It won't stop. I didn't even know what manipulation was until my husband had to explain it to me why certain people do the things they do. I would try to justify everyone's behavior because I wanna only see the good. I am too. Please know this, when people say just leave, it takes time and you have to make sure you will be safe when you leave. That is true. That's why I'm saying, you gotta pick your right time. You really do. You gotta be careful with these type people because they're dangerous. They'll stalk you. Anything to control you, keep you in fear. Not all of them. I will say that and this sounds crazy, but a lot of us have different tendencies. I think everyone in the whole entire world can have, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, not just full force, all the things, but you know what I'm saying. Like sometimes I've known people to want to shift blame, um, you know what I mean, or in the heat of the moment be like, "Oh, you'll never find anyone else like me." You know what I mean? So, I'm just saying, not everybody you come across is gonna be this evil person. For instance, a friend of ours pulled in our driveway and sat there in his truck for like 10 minutes, so I messaged his girlfriend asking, "Are you here with your husband?" Just, hmm, I must have missed something. Oh my gosh, Glenn. That's right. You survived it. That's why I have the Great Wall of China built around me. Per my husband. Mm, gosh, one love. That's insane. I want you to keep the people who helped you in a hard time, supported your goals, believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself, have been a positive influence in your life, and never ever expect anything in return. The key to being happy is knowing you have the power to choose what to accept and what to let go of. Don't put the key of your happiness in someone else's pocket. Hey, Lucy Cat. Merry Christmas. Exes are the worst. I'm not married. I haven't been married in over a decade. Um, I don't know if I'll ever get married again, but I'm going to tell you that marriage is hard, but it's even harder if you have someone like this in your life, you know? You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud of you, Gwen, for getting away from it. She says, I found the perfect man. I found the perfect man after he built me up to a confident woman. Oh, baby, you was always confident. You just needed somebody to bring it out. You always had it in you, is what I mean. It's hard to let that shine when somebody's breaking you down every time you turn around. You know what I mean? Lolly, what are you talking about? Many of us are survivors. I held on in the storm. That's all I could do at times. I know people here understand what it feels like. Time heals old wounds, but the memory never goes away. It's true. I got you, one love. I got you, baby. Oh, Gwen. I'm so glad, darling. I want you to be Shira. I don't know how old you are, but if you remember back in the day, Shira, she was powerful. You can share whatever you want to with me, darling. This is a safe place. And I want you to keep getting stronger and never forget that. So, for any of you that have been in these situations, And let's just say someone right now is watching that is stuck like Chuck, and he or she have no clue of what they're gonna do. If you could tell them one thing, what would that be? Because I wanna highlight it, and I wanna say it out loud for anyone who's listening to know they're not alone and that it can be done when the time is right. What would that be? I don't know if I'm gonna say it right, but is it Stefano from Italy? Welcome, honey. So, Dutchie, do you have any advice? Pray God shows you the way. Susie says, pray that God will show you the way. Gwen says, find someone you trust and confide in them. You're not alone. Don't be ashamed. It's not your fault. It just gave me chills. Without sharing too much, because I don't want to cry. I'm already stopped up. I know what it's like to be isolated from your friends and your family and even your job. I know what it's like to be promised the world that doesn't even exist. I also know what it's like to be in a conversation where you're being blamed for something that you know you didn't even do. You didn't say anything, you didn't do anything, but I apologized anyway because I wanted just to keep the peace. You're just it's just not a good place to be. It will tear you down as a person. You'll look in the mirror and you'll see a stranger looking back at you. Your friends don't know what's going on with you. You've completely abandoned everybody you know and love. It's a hard place to be. Do you know what I mean? It's not a fun place to be. It's actually humiliating. And then whenever you try to tell someone what's going on, they're like, "No way. No, that's not possible. That's that's they're not like that around me. What'd you do to them?" Wow. Wow. I just hope that if you're in a tough spot that you'll get out. Is there anyone who wants to add anything before we go? Good morning, Melody. Well, if that's all that you guys have as far as advice for anyone watching, I guess I'm gonna close up. I appreciate everybody being here, and I appreciate my new member. Thank you so much. Hey, Texas Brat Brat, how are you, honey? Good to see you live yesterday. I'm hoping this stuff clears up. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. Mm. I've been fighting this for 3 days. It's been really hard. But I hope this helps someone. I hope that maybe if you're in a situation like this, that you will seek help, even if you need to seek professional help. There's nothing wrong with having someone to talk to and to work through these things. I just want you to take care of you, and sometimes the environment that you're in makes it impossible. So I hope that you take some advice from us and know that you are cared about, you're loved, you're important, your feelings are valid. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not crazy. You're not imagining things. It's not your fault. It's just not. And no one deserves to feel that way. Absolutely. Don't have any shame, and always remember this is a safe place. This is. This is your safe place. You're always more than welcome to come here and speak on things. But anyway, you guys, I guess I'm gonna go. Hey, Lucy Cat. Thank you. Merry Christmas, Texas. I hope you guys have a good holiday. And if you're gonna be alone on the holiday, I will be going live on Christmas. I'll be here. We'll talk about all things not Christmas, and we'll figure out something to talk about. Maybe New Year's resolutions that I know I'm not gonna keep. I'm over here eating Hershey Kisses. 'Cause I'm starting to worry I'm not gonna be able to smell or taste anything next. You'll be here with me, Lucy? Good. Good. Alright, you guys. I'm gonna take off this hot sweater now. I'm burning up. Alright, I love you. See you again soon. Bye.